Have you ever evaluated how well you perceive your life is going? Is it getting better or worse? How do you know? This is the wheel of life, and this exercise is going to determine where you are right now. After completing these steps, you will have a measure and know what you should be laser focusing on in your life to live a life you love. So grab a pen and paper and get ready to list each category of life and rate them as we go. If there are other areas of your life you wish to include, you can. We just talk about the primary 8 in this video. Now picture a wheel with spokes. And each spoke represents a category of your life. Now imagine that the greater success you have in each category would result in a longer spoke. This would mean that your wheel would only be perfectly round if you were living a completely balanced life. One where every category of life was in perfect alignment with the next and you felt great success in every aspect of each category. But what does the average person's wheel look like, especially when certain areas of their life are not meeting their expectations or desires? That wheel starts to be very uneven, and ultimately their travel down the road of life will be bumpy. So let's focus on just the primary 8 categories. You can add more if you feel you have more, but these will cover most aspects of your life. As I go through each, I want you to take a minute in silent contemplation. How do you feel about each? Do you feel satisfied? Is there anything missing? Could things be better? Are you content or are you settling? First one is career. Money. Health and fitness. Romance. Friends and family. Personal growth. Fun and recreation. And your physical environment. So why start here? By rating your categories, we start to establish key pieces of information that will help us down the road. As we travel along on this journey of life, we want to know, are we traveling in the right direction? Are we making the most of it? Sailors in the beginning, long before GPS, used to figure out their direction by finding ways to measure where they had come from. In essence, we're doing the same thing here. By having a starting point, we will be able to determine an overall measure of how far we've come. We can track our progress along the way. We will know to pat ourselves on the back for the accomplishments we've made so far and identify where to place focus to bring our bearing true again. So for each of the following slides, on a piece of paper, you will write the category heading and answer each of the following questions. Feel free to pause the video so you can evaluate each and every slide. Now that you've answered all of the questions, you can start to rate each category from 0 to 10. I don't personally have any 10s on my wheel of life because I strongly believe there's always room for improvement. Now, that being said, it is totally up to you how you feel about each of your categories. I do want you to consider one thing before you start, though. Challenge every answer you wrote down with this. Will it serve my highest and best good? Does this person, situation, relationship, or goal serve my highest and best good? If the answer is no, then we have just identified something that needs to change. What about asking yourself, is there anything that can be removed from your life that will provide you with a positive gain? This could be taking advice from a loved one, someone you trust. Your life path is not theirs, and so their advice may not be coming from the right place. Further, are there any other questions that have been left unanswered that may help you better define how you feel about each category? It's okay to sleep on this, take time to contemplate, and for those of you out there that meditate, you may find further insight into what's really going on in each of your areas of life. Evaluating your results. So you've made it this far. We can finally start filling in some numbers here. Now, you will obviously be filling your wheel of life in with your own numbers, but here I will be using a random example to describe how this works. Right away, we can start to make some assumptions about this person's wheel. When you go to interpret your own wheel, some assumptions will also have to be made, but you will certainly have deeper insight into what is driving you. The invitation is always open to reach out to me to gain understanding with your results and next steps, so please feel free if you are looking for some inspiration. So, obviously there are some big problems in the relationship, or they don't have one at all. Fun and recreation is really high. I wonder how much time they are at play. Do they just go to the obligated seasonal dinners, or do they have deeper, more meaningful relationships with their siblings and extended family? Also, maybe they don't try hard enough to maintain the friendships that they do have, or feel something is missing. Looks like exercise and diet are doing okay. This might mean that they already have a routine or diet plan. It may be very easy to build on the existing routine and up-level this category. Look at their physical environment. I wonder what is driving that number so high over all the rest. It could be for a number of reasons, but if they don't have family living with them and they don't have a significant other, it could just mean that they simply have everything how they want it without compromise. A 4 in money might indicate that they haven't laid down any financial plans for savings and retirement yet, or there might be an imbalance between savings and spendings. That being said, there could be a high cost to maintaining their physical environment and hobbies. We should look into these areas to see if there's any means of cutting some spending. We can also notice that personal growth could be a contributing factor to finding romance or having deeper relationships with family and friends. Of course, your results will be unique to you, but you can see here with this example that there's a lot we can see just from these numbers alone. Evaluating this can be hard at first because you have to be objective and critical. I recommend asking someone you trust to help with this stage, someone that can give you the bird's eye view of how you measure up. So, what's next? See what you can extrapolate from your own wheel. Try to be a little self-critical and see where your choices have led you. What are you going to do differently the next time around? Identify steps or tasks that you can do to up-level your categories, and by doing that, up-leveling your life. Is there anyone in your circle that you can ask for help in becoming an accountability partner or helping in any other way to get you closer to your goals? On that topic, is there anyone that is steering you away from your goals, someone holding you back or manipulating you to stay where you are? Avoiding people like this will make things way easier. Are there any other roadblocks you see for yourself? These could be physical, such as I don't have a car, to psychological, such as I lack confidence. As they say, knowing is half the battle. Planning is key, and having the knowledge will get you halfway there before you step in the right direction. Write everything down, reorganize it all, and then prioritize it. What are you doing this day, week, and month? Set reasonable deadlines that are easily achievable. Don't rush it. Make your progress repeatable, and you will find motivation. So now I want you to grab some more paper, or on your phone write down the title of the first category, career, and how you rated it. This is where you start to list the steps involved in up-leveling your career. Ask yourself, what would I have to do to up-level my rating? Simply write down as many things as you can think of. For the career category, this might look like get a promotion. Maybe it's get a raise, get your own office with a view, start working with my own team of people, work in the field more often. This will be very specific to you. Now, for each of those steps, start to create a list of subtasks or baby steps you would have to do to complete the step. So in the example step of getting a promotion to up-level your career, you might write down subtasks such as prove to the boss you can handle more responsibility. Solve a problem that is going to make your boss's life easier. Build better relationships with coworkers. Have a positive attitude when dealing with criticism. I know this sounds like a lot of work, but once this is completed for each category, you will have a complete list ready to start making definitive changes in your life right away, and a way to measure that change. So now you have your wheel of life with all your categories well rated. And you have a list of tasks to up-level each category and a set of subtasks laying the path to achieve each of those. You have now identified your starting point. Congratulations on achieving this. The next step is figuring out how this is all going to get done and on what timeline and which have priority over others. Give yourself a pat on the back for laying down the path you are about to travel along. I'm excited for you and the successes you are about to experience. There's no doubt in my mind that the power behind the Wheel of Life activity will create lasting change and a higher level of quality to your life.